Hey guys, I'm T and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we make trendy and fun crochet tutorials twice a week, and if you haven't already, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe to join in on the fun. Here's a quick little workup I did in a day. I know you guys have been wanting some shorter projects. I really like the fit of this racer back. It reminds me of something I would have bought at the mall before I started making my own clothes, but enough about me and my picky shopping habits. Let's get straight to it. For this project, any category 4 yarn will work, but I used a skein of Red Heart Super Saver in medium time. As for tools, a 4mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, and a tape measure. There's a written pattern down below. Use offer code TCDDIY for a discount off any $9.99 plus order. Watch the end of the video to learn how to enter this week's giveaway. We're using 3 stitches for this project, and they will be as follows: chain, slip stitch, single crochet, and half double crochet. This tutorial is for a size small, but you can adjust it for your size, and we explain how to in the video, so let's get started. Getting started on this top, we are first going to grab our category 4 yarn and make a slip knot. Next, we're going to grab our 4mm hook and start off by making a chain that goes from our underarm down to where we want the bottom of this top to be, and I want mine to be about 12 inches or 31 centimeters, so I'm going to start off by making a chain of 53. Now that we have our chain, we are going to block off that last chain, do a chain up of 2, that counts as a half double crochet. We're going to prepare for a half double crochet, and then into that chain that we blocked off, or the third chain from our hook, we're going to go in with a half double. Let's do one more together. We're going to prepare for a half double. Into that next chain, yarn over, pull through all 3. And we're going to keep doing this, going all the way down until we have just one chain left. So now that we've made it all the way down with our half double crochet row, we left our last chain, and into that chain we're going to go in with an increase of 2 half double crochets. So we're going to go in with 1 half double and then 2 half double into that last chain. Once we have this, we are going to do a chain up of 1, flip our work, and then go in with a row of back loop slip stitches with no increases or decreases. So let's do the next one together. We're going to insert our hook into this next back loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through everything. We're going to keep doing this, going all the way down. I'll meet you guys back at the end of this row. And now that we've made our way down to the end with our back loop slip stitch row, what we're going to do from here is do a chain up of 2. We're going to flip our work, and then now we're just going to go in with back loop half double crochets, going all the way down while maintaining an increase into this edge. This portion right here is going to shoot straight up for the back because we are currently working on the back piece. And we're just going to maintain doing an increase into the back loop half double crochet rows until we are about an inch away from where we want the platform along our back to be, and then we're going to do just a little bit more increasing once when we get there. So going in with your back loop half double crochet row, all we're going to do is prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook into that next back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, just like normal. Let's do one more together. Prepare for a half double, into that next back loop, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And we're just going to keep working back and forth like that until we get the size that we need. And when we're putting this up to ourselves, just make sure that we are stretching it as if we're wearing it. So keep working rows just like this, making sure that when we meet each other back, it's after a half double crochet row, and then I'll meet you guys back. Alright, so we're back with our underarm portion, and I ended up having about 11 rows, or this came out to about 3 inches or 8 centimeters. And from here, we're just about an inch away from where we want to have our blunt middle platform section along the back. So now we're just going to go in with some increases into every row, including the back loop slip stitch rows, until we're ready to just have that little blunt portion. And like in the last clip, we did end along the half double crochet section so that we can do our increase into the slip stitches together, because that's going to be the only difference that we have so far. So since we're all along this half double crochet side, what we're going to do from here is do a chain up of 2 instead of 1. From here, we're going to flip our work, and then into the second chain from our hook, we're going to go in with a back loop slip stitch. So insert, pull through everything. That counts as our increase, and then from here we're just going to be putting 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch that we have, just like how we've been doing. Once we make it down to the end, we're going to do our chain out of 2 and then bring it back up all the way with back loop half double crochets. Once we've gone into every stitch, including doing our increase of 2 back loop half double crochets, we're going to do another chain out of 2, and then we're going to do a back loop slip stitch into the second chain from our hook and then bring it on back down. And then we're just going to keep going back and forth like that until we have the right measurements that we need, until we can go in with our middle platform section. And we also all want to make sure that we're ending on a back loop slip stitch row so that we can go in with the same row when we go in with our platform. So I'll meet you guys back in just a few rows. Alright, and we are back with our portion that leads up to our little flat platform section that's going to go across the middle of our back. And I ended up having a total of 18 rows, and this is a total of 4 inches or 10 centimeters. And like I said in the previous clip, we all wanted to end on the slip stitch row just so that we can all start off this platform section on the same row, which is our half double crochet row. And this is just going to go straight across with no increases, no decreases. So we're going to do a chain up of 2, flip our work our way all the way down with back loop half double crochets. Once we make our way down to this end, we're going to do a chain up of 1, flip our work, and then work our way back down, putting 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch. And just keep going back and forth like that until this portion of our back is all covered up. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did here, but in reverse. Instead of doing increases, we're going to go in with decreases. And when we meet each other back, we want to make sure that we ended on a half double crochet row so that we can go in with our slip stitch rows together. We have just finished up going in with the middle portion of our back piece. And now I have a total of 31 rows, and in total 7 inches or 18 centimeters. And now we're going to do basically the same thing that we did along this side, but instead of doing the increases, we're going to go in with decreases. So for the next few rows, this is all going to be dependent on how many rows you guys have where we did our increases into every row. We're going to be doing decreases into every row. And like I said in the previous clip, we should all have met up when we're getting started on our back loop slip stitch row so that we can go in with our decrease of back loop slip stitches together. So since we're up here, what we're going to do is do a chain up of 1, flip our work, and how to do a back loop slip stitch decrease of 2. We are going to be inserting our hook into that first available back loop, yarn over, pull through, into that next back loop. From here, we're just going to yarn over and pull through everything that's on our hook. We're just going to slide that on through just like that. And from here, we're going to work our way all the way down with back loop slip stitches. Once we make our way down to the end, do a chain up of 2, flip our work, then bring it on back down, putting 1 back loop half double crochet into every stitch, leaving the last 2 so that we can meet each other back so that we can do this decrease together as well. So we have just made our way back down with our back loop half double crochet row, and we are going to do our decrease together for this row as well. So we made it all the way down and we left our last 2 stitches. So what we're going to do is prepare for a half double, go into that second to last stitch, yarn over, pull through, into that last back loop. We should have 4 loops on our hook. From here, we're going to yarn over, pull through all 4, and that is how we do our decrease. And we're just going to maintain doing a decrease into both of these rows for the same amount of rows that we have on this side, and then I'll meet you guys back. So we're back, and we have just gone past the point where we're supposed to do a decrease into every row. And just to double check, we do have the same amount of rows that we have on this side as we originally had on this side. And now we're just going to keep going down for the same amount of rows that we have for this underarm portion, while maintaining a decrease only in the top half of our half double crochet rows. And you guys already know how to do a decrease of 2 back loop half double crochets, so I will not bore you guys with those details. Just keep going back and forth until you guys have the same amount of rows, and if you guys want to double check, just make sure that the stitches that you guys end on is the same amount of stitches that you guys ended up making a chain for in the beginning. And then once we have that, go ahead and do a chain up of 1 and cut, and then I'll meet you guys back. So we have just finished up going in with the entirety of our back panel, and now we are ready to go in with the front panel. And it's going to be done really similarly, except for the front panel, we aren't going to have these rows where we decrease into every single row. So all we're going to do is first start off by making a chain that matches our initial chain that we made for this piece right here, because it does need to match up. And then we're going to do our increases into every half double crochet going up until this underarm portion reaches the front of our body. So I'm actually just going to get mine all finished up, and then I'll meet you guys back to let you guys know how many rows I actually went in with. Alright, so we have just finished up going in with the underarm portion for the front portion of the body. And I ended up having a total of 15 rows, and this is 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters. And once when we have reached this point, I'm now just going to go straight across for the body portion, so no increases, no decreases. And then once when we make our way all the way across, I will meet you guys back so that we can do our underarm portion together on the other side. So we've just finished going all the way across with our chest piece, and now we're going to do the same exact thing that we did over here, but going in with decreases instead of increases. So depending on where you guys ended, along the top or along the bottom, All we're going to do is just make sure that decreases are on the same side as our increase section. And we're only going to be decreasing into the half double crochet rows until we have the same amount of rows as we have along this side. And I'll meet you guys back once I have my entire thing done, and then we can seam up the sides for both of our panels. So we are back, and we have now finished up with our entirety of our front panel, and I have a total of 49 rows, just like how I have for my back panel, because I did want mine to match up. But once when we have both of them done, we're just going to go across with a row of single crochet across the top of the front portion and the back portion to clean it up, and then we can go in with our seam and then the straps. So this part's going to be fairly easy. I'm just going to talk you guys through it. We're just going to go in with a single crochet from corner to corner, and then we're going to cut and tie, and then reattach our yarn into the other side, and then go in with a row of back loop single crochets. And we're cutting and tying just like that so that we can get a certain ribbing look. So all we're going to do is just insert our hook into this corner stitch, then just put one single crochet into each of our side rows that we have. So one into each side slip stitch and one into each side half double. Once we get to the end, cut and tie, and then I'll meet you guys back to get started on the second row. And now that we've gone all the way across with a row of single crochet just along the top, we're going to do one more going into the back loops, but we're going to start in the same spot where we started off with because we want a certain ribbing look. So all I did was insert my hook into that first back loop of that first single crochet that we had. I'm going to insert my yarn onto my hook. I'm going to pull through and then do a chain up of one. And then from here, all we're going to do is just go in with the back loop with a single crochet. So go ahead and insert your hook into that first back loop and single crochet. And keep doing this, going all the way down. Once we get down to the end, do a chain up of one and cut. And then do the same thing that we just did here for the back panel as well. Alright, so we are back, and we have just finished up going in with our single crochet and back loop single crochet rows just along the tops of our front and our back piece. And now what we're going to do is sandwich the two pieces that we have on top of each other, and then we're just going to seam it up. The only thing that I have to tell you guys in preparation for this is to make sure that the ribbing or the outside is facing each other so that the seam is along the inside once we flip it inside out to wear it. So what we're going to do is insert our hook into the corner loops into both panels at the same time. We're going to insert our yarn onto our hook, pull through, do a chain up of one to secure. And then from here, we're going to be inserting our hook into the first available loop into the front panel, and then also into the next available loop into the back panel. And then we're going to single crochet. We're going to keep doing this, going all the way down until we don't have any more loops left to go into. Once we get down to the end, do a chain up of one and cut, and then do the same thing that we're doing right here on the other side. Okay, so we have just finished up seaming up both of our sides, and now we're about to go in with the strap. I have already done one just to make sure that all of my numbers are correct for you guys, but just for pattern's sake, we are all going to flip our work around so that we're looking at the back, and then we're all going to insert our hook into this top corner that we have. And then from here, we're actually going to want to try this on and just figure out from this top corner, going up and over your shoulder, that length that we need. And I already have mine all figured out. I'm going to need a total of 7 inches or 18 centimeters, so that's going to come out to a chain of 32. So go ahead and grab your yarn, insert that onto your hook, pull through, and then make your chain count. And now that we have our chain, what we're going to do from here is just slip stitch it into the front panel's corner loop right over here. So we're going to insert into this stitch, going to yarn over and pull through everything. And then since we're here, we're actually just going to go in with a row of single crochet just to clean this up so that we can go in with our next row of back loop single crochets and our single crochet along the strap so that it looks nice and clean. So all we're going to do from here is just go into each of our side rows that we have going into our underarm portion, putting one single crochet into each. So really quickly, we're just going to go into our side single crochets that we have along the top of our work first. You should have 2 of them, so we're going to go in with one single crochet, and then into that next one that's right underneath it, 2 single crochet. And then we're going to go in putting one single crochet into each of our side rows. So our first one is this side half double right here. We're going to find whatever top loop we can find for that row and single crochet. The next one is this side slip stitch row. Insert your hook into there and keep doing that, going all the way around, and then I'll meet you guys back once we hit this corner right here so that we can go in with our next row. So now that we have made our way all the way around with our row of single crochet, now we're just going to go in with one more row of single crochet. The only difference is that once when we're going into the chain, they're going to be regular single crochet. And then when we're going into the body portion, they're going to be back loop single crochet so that it matches this ribbing that we have along this side. So I'm just going to do the first little bit with you guys. It's super easy. We did slip stitch into that first chain that we have into our strap. From here, we're going to do a chain up of 1. And then we're going to insert our hook into that first chain with a single crochet. And that's it. Go ahead and keep doing this, going all the way around. Once when we hit the body portion, be sure to go into the back loops. We're going to slip stitch into that chain up of 1 that we just made for ourselves. And then we're going to do a chain up of 1 and cut. And then just do the same thing that we did over here for this strap for the other side. Alright, so we have just finished up going in with both of our straps, and the last thing we have to do is just go in with a single crochet and back loop single crochet along the bottom just to clean it up. This is going to be fairly simple. All we're going to do is insert our hook into any one of these side rows, doesn't matter which one, pull through, do a chain up of 1 to secure. And from here we're just going to go all the way across, putting 1 single crochet into each side row that we have, and then we're going to slip stitch into that chain up of 1 that we just made for ourselves. The only warning that I want to give you guys is just don't make your single crochet chain too tight, otherwise it won't give us as much stretch as these stitches already give us. So just keep it kind of loose, but what we're going to do is just go into that first side stitch. My first side stitch just so happens to be a side slip stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into there, single crochet. Next one is this side half double, insert, single crochet, and keep doing this going all the way down. And now that we've made our way all the way around with our single crochet row, we are next going to go in with a row of back loop single crochet, just putting 1 into every stitch. So just to get this started off with you guys, we're going to do a chain up of 1, and then into that first back loop, we're going to insert and single crochet. And then keep doing this going all the way around. Once we don't have any more stitches left, slip stitch into that chain up of 1 space, do a chain up of 1 and cut. Alright, so we have just finished up going in with our bottom border, and we are actually all finished up now. The last thing that we're going to have to do is just weave in all of our ends. Our ends are woven in, and our racer back is all finished up. I'm impressed with how quickly this top worked up, on top of it being super comfy and stylish as well. And it's really nice to have a shorter video to edit. But anyways, there is a written pattern down below. Use offer code TCDDIY for a discount off any $9.99 plus order. And enter this week's pattern giveaway by telling us any other hobbies you have besides crocheting. Good luck to everyone who enters. Also, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up because believe it or not, it actually helps. And be sure to share us on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. Links down below. Link to our Etsy page is down there too if you want to buy this piece or any other piece on the channel. Be sure to favorite the shop so you don't miss out on new patterns and exclusive deals. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see y'all in the next one.